G'day everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's Comics with Callaway, and here we've got a review of Militia #1 from Black Box Comics. They're a small publisher, and this was a mini-series last year. It was really hard to get a hold of. They were only like short print runs, small print runs. So I've got 1, 2 and 3, but I need to try and get 4 and 5. But on another note, it's written by the Godfather himself, the legend among men, the holy grail of comic books, the legend of the industry, Chuck Dixon. Need to say any more? If there's any reason to get this book, it's because the name on the front cover, Chuck Dixon. So let's get into it. It's a military sort of book. It's about a drone specialist, and I'm not in the military. I have respect for the military, but I'm not really fully up to speed on all the terms, so I apologise if I get this character's description wrong or anything like that. So if there's any military guys in the comments that want to let me know if I'm wrong or if I'm right, but I apologise if I get it wrong. Maybe you boys can get this video to your boy Zach and he might be able to fill me in. But going by what the story says, there's this woman here. She's just called Specialist May in the book. So from what I can gather, she's in country, she's in Nigeria, and she's part of a group. She's behind the desk. She's she operates the drones, she's like on the intelligence side of it, looking for targets and that sort of thing. So the whole book, it starts off, it's about kids in Nigeria, pretty sure it's Nigeria. Nigeria and Africa, they've been kidnapped by militia warlords, a group of terrorists, for going to school. So these are leaders of the militia, and they've been kidnapped. And we get these two little punks here. They've been grown up in war since they were kids, and they're soldiers by the time they're 10-year-old, and they kidnap these kids, and it's stateside. It turns into a bit of a political mess, and it's all over the news with the senators and stuff, and they want to get these young girls home. So they got these group of specialists, the drone specialists and intelligence specialists. And again, if I got that wrong, someone in the comments tell me. But they call the specialist May, so I'm just going to say she's a drone specialist or something like that. The art is really good. These books, they're floppy. They feel like floppies, but the cover's not as flimsy as Marvel. But they're the glossy paper, and the smell is like, smell is hypnotizing. But they're the glossy paper, but they're not the thicker kind of gloss. They're definitely a lot more floppy and flimsy, and they're just really, like, the pages just feel really nice in your hands. The book, the form factor of the book is really good. It's just, it's got a lot of details in it, all the Instagram stuff, and it's just the books are really formed well. I've read a few books from Black Box Comics, and the production on the book is really nice. So anyway, that's a bit of a ramble. But so they want to find these young girls that have been kidnapped. So they got this specialist team tracking her so that they can eventually find her and send the rangers in to get them. So this whole thing is this woman, Specialist May. Her family is very military orientated. So everyone in her family, going back in their history, have all served. Her brother was in the army, so she's joined, but she wanted to be a ranger, but she washed out of ranger school twice. So this sort of book sets up how she wants to be one of the guys. She wants to be part of the unit. She wants to be downrange. She wants to be on the gun. She doesn't just want to be behind a desk. So here we have this is a good page, this one. This is a dialogue between her and her brother, and her brother is a wounded army soldier, lost his leg. So I'm assuming IED or something. And that is her nephew. That's her brother's son. They're playing basketball or something. So the dialogue between the two sets up how and he's saying that there's more ways there's more ways to win a war than just a soldier on a gun. You know, it takes everybody. It takes specialists. It takes everybody part of the military to win the war and win the fights. And she's a bit down about it because she wants to be in the action. She doesn't just want to be a specialist behind a keyboard. And we have this little dialogue she says here. So her last name is May. So her name is Melissa May. So there's been Mays in every war since Lexington. So she's referring to like her family line. I don't want the warrior strain to end with me sitting at a keyboard. And the brother replies, sorry if there's glare, it's this glossy paper. It's horrible to do reviews on this glossy paper. And he says, don't do that to yourself. You do your duty the best you can. Just because I'm not, and then the kid get, hey Aunt Melly, Dad's driving me to school. And so they get interrupted, but the whole thing, we go back and it's, you're still in the fight, sis. It's a new kind of war is all. Don't put too much on yourself. So it's like, she's upset and putting pressure that she's, her family, everyone in her family is served and she's behind the desk. So I've read the next 2 issues and the story does change. So I'll do reviews on that. But anyway, getting back, so it goes to, the specialists, they locate the kids, they locate where they're being held captive, and then we get cut back to the scenes and we got this punk here. He only looks like he's early teens, probably like 12, 13, and he's trying to kidnap this little girl, one of the girls from the kidnaps. He wants to RAPE her, and the other guy comes in and says, she's not for you. She will be sold, an untouched bride, not a whore. And she's like, do you have her price, boy? And so this book, it really does hit home with the stuff that happens in these war-torn countries. And, it's like we grow up knowing all this freedom and, think we can do on our own. And you get these little girls that are just, they sort of got no start in life. And I don't know, I just really like the story. And, you get these little, these kids that have been kidnapped from their families at, 10 years old and just turned into soldiers. They don't know anything. They don't know anything else. All they know is war. So we get the Rangers here. We get a crew of Rangers, team of Rangers, and they've found where the kids are being held hostage. I really like this scene if I can do it with no glare. So the first one is Mark 1 down. He gets hit with a sniper. Mark 2 down. Mark 3 down. And then this one. Mark 4 wasted. And then he's got the knife behind him and he's like, moving close, watch your sight lines, noise and discipline. And he stabs him in the neck. So the Rangers get into a firefight with the terrorists that have kidnapped the kids. These pages are so good. And the young girls have run off. There was 40 girls that have been kidnapped, and they run off in the firefight because they were scared. So they've done a runner, and typical this, one of the typical coward that this guy is, he kidnaps girls, young kids, but as soon as men come in to fight them, they back down and they run away. He runs and escapes. He can pick on a group of 10-year-old girls, but when he gets fight back, when the bullies and the kids fight back, he doesn't like that. He runs away, and so he does a run and they find the kids, and they only find 32 of them. So they got to find the rest of them, and we get a scene here. It says, we count 32 girls, Timberwolf. So Timberwolf is Specialist May. There were 44 taken. Some of them must have run off in the firefight. And she says, they'll be scared pronto, scared and lost. Roger that. We're in hostile country. We're busy readying the girls we have saved for exfil and maintaining our perimeter. Hands full and stretched thin. And I like this one. There we get, obviously, the man and the CO or the man in charge. You listen up, soldier. Close doesn't win the lotto. You find those girls or stay there. And we get the woman, we get person in the helicopter. Girls of the Christ Mission Day School. We are not here to harm you. Step into the clear, girls, Christ Mission Day. So the girls are going into hiding because they don't trust anyone. And then they see the helicopter, but they still stay hidden. And it ends with, now is where we set up, this is where Specialist May comes into the action. So they want to take a different approach. Whether it's good American military with guns or terrorist militia groups with guns, to the girls, they all look the same. They're all they're soldiers. They all do the same. They're the same to her. So whether it's an army ranger or a terrorist with a gun, they both got a gun. So the young kids are going to run. So now is when it gets political, and senators and all that are talking on the news, and it's like, they're starting to politicize it. And it's like this: the captain, the man in charge, is like, time for a change in tactics. So we get this nice page here, pretty woman, and they're going to send her in. So the plan is now to try and send a woman in, to hopefully that might be able to get the young girls to come out of hiding. If they see a woman, they won't hide anymore. So the plan is to insert the Specialist May in with a ranger unit, and now they're going to go in and try and find the 8 to 10 or whatever it is missing girls that are hiding. So it makes a little bit of sense, that to the young girls, whether it's a good soldier or a bad soldier, they're still the same. They're going to hide. So their plan is to now send this Specialist May in with the ranger unit to try and see if she can help get the girls out of hiding. If they see a woman, they might be more reluctant to come out. And then we get in this scene here. Your first combat op. It's a rescue mission, right? Sure, only it can go to guns in a hot second. You think so? You're hoping for a firefight? Oh, I guess not. But I'm ready if it goes sideways. Things look different on the ground. You might wish you were back home, going to all instead or downrange. So it's like, you want this, you want to be downrange, but it's not like the movies, and it's not all sunshine and rainbows. Shit can get pretty hairy pretty quick. And this scene's pretty funny. You've been to ranger school, May? And she's like, yes, sir. Washed out twice. What phase? Florida phase. I'm not a strong swimmer. And then the captain of the ranger team says, we won't be swimming today. How's your rope skills? Like a monkey, sir. I'm a skeptic about your part in this op. Colonel Billing is under a lot of pressure. He needs this to work. It's worth trying. So they're talking about her going on the mission. So they've tried everything. They've sent the units in to get these young girls. Some of them are run off in the firefight because they're scared. It's been politicised so much back stateside that now they have to try and, it's got to work. What governments do, they politicise everything. And now they got to try and get these girls. So now their option is to try and send a woman in with the men, and hopefully she can get the young girls out. They won't be so scared of maybe a woman rather than a man with a gun. So it was a good story. The art was really nice. The colours and just the whole thing about the book, everything just between the art, the colours, the feel of the paper, really nice to read, nice to hold. It was a great book. So I'll do reviews of the next ones I have. I think it was a 5-issue mini-series. I've got 1 and 2 and 3. I'll have to see if I can get number 4 and 5, but they were really hard to get because they only done limited print runs of these. So I urge you guys to check it out. Anyone out there? It's written by the legend himself, Chuck Dixon. We all know his status in the industry and how good he is and the things he's done in the industry. So definitely check it out. It was worth the read. It's Militia by Black Box Comics. So that's the video, guys. Comics with Callaway. Like, subscribe to the channel. It'd be much appreciated. Helps bring views to the channel, and we'll see you with the next one.